Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 370th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be your host today with members of the Universal Council and support members who will be here to present the workshop. And I believe we're ready to begin that now with the introduction. And
yes, thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. And welcome, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome. In India, we say, Swagatam, gratitude, and all the love always from the core of our heart and soul. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy of all knowledge seekers we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome into the beauty of universal peace, love, light, and prosperity, dear beautiful souls. The compression breakthrough is now. What we bear, all that loving memory we have experienced in this physicality, whatever matrix we were in, are in, living in the now, accumulating all the love, light, prosperity, beauty, going to the, according to our understanding, creating the balance, going to the path of peace in this new creation of ours, with our ability in the beauty and totality, my dear beautiful souls. The new way, the new peace, the new world, the new, yes, everything is new, filled with love, filled with peace, filled with light, filled with abundance, and the love in your heart, my dear beautiful soul. Experience this, understand? The compression breakthrough is here. Thank you. Thank you always for being here. Gratitude. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you.
okay, next we have a video excerpt from the 581st Knowledge Seekers Workshop. I'll play that now.
Very careful how we launch. But cosmic ray materials, I've seen them, though a large number of them has been made. Any other question?
No, I think that's it, Mr. Keshe. We can let you go now.
Thank you very much for a short break. Please listen to what we requested. If you can help us, if you're in the direction dimension, we will tell you why and how, and we are bringing all the forces of the Keshe Foundation we planned for years to come into operation in the coming weeks. And it needs to be done correctly. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week.
Okay, very good. That completes our 581st Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, March 13th, 2025. And we'll be back again next week with another Knowledge Seekers Workshop at the same time and place. Our next public teaching workshop will be the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. That will be on Tuesday, March 18th, and that starts at the 4 p.m. Central European time. With members of...
One thing which I want to, I just received something interesting. If you want to see how has been the soul of the teaching, and how you lot have connected with us today. What do you call? I can show you the graphs of your emotion and your soul, and how collectively you become more or less one in one side. You're receiving huge amount of energy direction on the soul. I think it'll be good from now on. We show the emotion and the feeling of the, what you call, the session. If you don't mind, we have the time
sure.
to do it. Let me see if I can pull it up. It just came to us. This is the session today. There it is. If you can interpret it now, enjoy. The interesting part is this: if you remember last week, you had two lines 90 degrees. In a way, when you look at this, the vertical side is the soul interaction of the man, and you see how concentrated the soul and soul of physicality of the man has come to physicality. Bunched up in the middle. It means a lot of you learned a lot today. All with it. And when you look at the other side of the emotion with the what you call the soul and the energy of the environment, you see the green line, totally separate. It's a lot of digestions for you lot to do. That's a 4-minute span of the session, part of the session. Which means a lot of you are still battling with the emotion and physicality. But it's very interesting to see this graph if you go into detail to understand. If you bring last week's, if I can go back and dig it out, and if I find the right one, I think this was last week, and the second one is this week. You see the two lines. If you remember, I explained about how you are connected in a straight line, which is, you see the soul of physicality and the physicality only, they're connecting. And this week you are totally different, because the teaching was what you were looking for, how to feed yourself. If you open it up, you see it's very much, it's like, you know, you've all been looking for this answer. There is no physicality, there is no soul of physicality, it's just the soul. Which means the teaching has reached most of you. Thank you very much. And we'll learn as we go along.
Okay, that's the excerpt. I will go back to our program here. Okay, there we go. And you just get on to the next slide. And we're on to the wishes now. I think Moshfek begins the first wish.
We, the Universal Council, elevate all the souls on this planet for them to be able to do direct energy transfer.
We, the Universal Council, give through our soul to elevate all souls, to create the understanding of the true nature of existence that is. Our wish is our call.
I believe Joseph has this wish.
We, the Universal Council, wish and are looking forward scientists, professionals, laymen, experienced people in plasma science with expertise in different fields to join us, to be part of the soul of peace. Our wish is our command.
We, the Universal Council, give through our soul to elevate the emotional balance of each and every soul as collective in existence. Our wish is our command.
So, hello, it's Mehran. Universal Council support Farsi language. So I love you, my soul. I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. So it's the soul connection. Today, we are all in need of peace and calming environment. People have changed and they feel the need for a peaceful humanly life. And we do our part by connecting our souls together to this goal, this noble goal. And so we have more power. What we do is connect ourselves with anybody else at this moment who is doing this, who is hearing this, who is ready to connect with his soul to our soul. We are all present together. And then with us all together, we direct our intention towards the wish of peace, the wish of a technology who can take care of all our needs and finish all the wars in the world, that we can all prosper and we can all travel to space peacefully. So we connect to each other for a while.
Mariners, you can continue with the soul connection.
We connect our souls together and we all go to one direction. And stay connected. And there is no time limit. The important is the emotion and the intention of what we want to achieve or to have, and exerting our soul power together.
Thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you. Thank you for this soulful connection. So, thank you. And thank you so much for always being present with all the love. Thank you. Now we can go to the next presentation, my dear Rick. Thank you so much.
And if you enjoyed the process we just went through, it's not a lot of physicality involved, but it's a energy dimension operation, so to speak. Every day at 9 p.m., we continue this process until the permanent peace is reached on this planet. And we're just sort of the initial seed of this process. I think a lot more are going to be joining. So at 9 p.m. Central European time, or soon to be Central European summertime, we sort of form a collective bouquet of energies or emotions in a way. And we connect together, but we also elevate the world leaders and the world religious leaders. And of course, you can add the daily wish of the Universal Council in there as well. And of course, you can be working, you can be driving, you can be hiking, and still participate in this process. We know we're admitting and we're acknowledging we're a two-dimensional being at this point. And this is part of the energy dimension that we're opening up, which has been a mystery to the man. And of course, I think this is our best tool for moving things, even though we think it all goes back to the physicality. But working in this energy dimension, we have the mother connection. And as we reach a collective awareness of giving, we'll create this position of change. So join us on a daily basis, explore your energy dimension as well as your physical dimension, of course, and continue to give. And in this process, I think you also become more enlightened and more elevated, that you can then turn around and give more and enlighten more. And that was part of the whole teaching of the 581 workshop, that we can transfer and receive information and energies from other entities or other souls. And this is the process we're going through. As he said, the hands are the savior, but soon to be the full Magrev transmutation of information and energies totally plasmatically. So this is all part of a process that you'll carry forward with you and you can use on a daily basis on this planet. And of course, the whole idea is we are here to serve and not to be served. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we have an excerpt from the 576 Knowledge Seekers Workshop, Become a Universal Council Member. Okay, let me get that lined up and we'll play it. Bear with me a minute, I'm having some trouble playing that video, and I'll just get it reset here.
There's something which I should have made an announcement. As we are structuring in a new development of the Keshe Foundation, is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60 and they serve during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of any languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality, understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in the expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I also want to add that as we are all, as soul beings, we are all here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls. Please do join and help humanity to elevate, my dear beautiful souls. Join as Universal Council support and Universal Council members in the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Thank you. Write in the, please do, welcome to write in the email address given. So thank you, my dear beautiful souls.
There is a slide here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be read now or later. I don't see where it's supposed to fit in.
This wish, Eric? Yes, this is the wish for today, and it will continue. Well, you can say the time is 24 hours, or you can be always in this wish, my dear beautiful souls. So the wish is, we, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders to achieve permanent and lasting peace as part of the soul of peace and totality. Our wish is our command.
And I'll just note there's a different wish for each day of the week, is the way this is. And this will be ongoing, I take it, with a different wish every day of the week for continuing for some time.
Yes, continuing for some time. And Lisbeth is posting, and we are also posting in different telegrams the same wish. And there is another wish tomorrow. And then we will continue with the wishes 24 hours. And we will continue with all the wishes as accordingly. I mean, because this is the focus. We have to focus on this particular wish according to the global conditions. So this is the way we are doing it. Thank you, my dear Rick.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. Next, we have the commandments with Joseph, Shweta, and Marinez, or Marinez.
Yes, we've reached today the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day by keep it holy. So every religion has implemented a time where you have less energy to spend on matter level. So one thing is to eat less. The other thing is to work less. Altogether, it comes to the point that you're losing in this time less energy on matter level. So one benefit is that your soul has more energy left and your evolution may go forward. And the second is that you have time for yourself to give back to your soul, to approach your soul, to get aware what you are and where you are, why you are, and what you are here to be achieved. So thank you. Maybe Shweta or Merners want to add something.
Yes, thank you, my dear Joseph. I want to add that Sabbath is a name, but then in every religion, every community, there is a kind of Sabbath followed. Like in India, we say in this Hindu religion, there is a fasting in the Monday, in the Saturday, with the name of Shiva and his wife Durga and his son Saturn, I mean Shanidev, and they used to fast. But what happened is because this is kind of given by this religious organization that you have to be fasting. But then we understand. But after this fasting, they eat more, kind of more eating. So I will say Sabbath is the, is all the day, all the time, all the moment. As a human being, as a being, we are all the day, all the time is His Sabbath because we are here to serve, not to be served. This is the way we can understand to create the balance as we are practicing how to eat less, how to because it 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 converts everything into more material. Like um, only 20% goes as we eat, only 20% of the energy we consume, and the other energies get distracted. I mean, the kind of um, get invalid kind of thing. So we are now in Keshe Foundation. We as a knowledge seeker, we are understanding that how to understand the need of food, how with an emotional balance we can create this. So this is always, and the holy thing is the ethos of Mitra, my dear beautiful soul. Think good, act good, talk good, do good in your way of understanding wherever you are. So this is the holiness of you, me, all that is. So this is the Sabbath, as Joseph said. Sabbath is always different names, different performances, different illusions, but that is the Sabbath, my dear. Fill your heart with love, gratitude, and peace, light, and prosperity. You will understand the holiness, the holy grail we are. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. This is what I wanted to add. Thank you.
I may add the same thing again, that in the biblical narrative, when God revealed the Ten Commandments to the Israelites at Mount Sinai, they were commanded to remember Sabbath and keep it holy by not doing any work and allowing the whole household to cease from work. This was in recognition of God's act of creation and the special status that God had conferred on the seventh day during the creation. I think in every religion is a rite. It's a ritual. It's like when we focus ourselves to one thing, it's in every religion. There is a day that they do the worship, then they stop working and material life. And I think it's like a sponge that you squeeze it 6 days, and the 7 days just let go. You don't do anything. I had a neighbor who even didn't ring to open the door of the building because he was not allowed to push a button. So he was asking other neighbors to push the button. So it helps the soul to relax. And also it's occasion of familial gathering. There's no working time. So people gather together, talk, pray together, and it gives them a line of conduct. Instead of these days, there's no line of conduct. So everyone does what they want, and there is no end for what they want. So there is also necessary to have a line of conduct. There are some organization into disorganization. And also to remind them that they were slaves themselves when they were in Egypt. And even though they were profoundly stunned by the civilization of Egypt, the way of life of Egyptians, they had to change and let go of those other things. As it showed that when Moses went up, they made a golden cow and started to pray and adore this cow. So, and then they say that's why Moses threw out some of the statues which he had written, some of the commandments. So people need a frame, a frame into liberty, a frame not to forget the spiritual aspect of us. Because when we start material world, there is no end. Every day there is a new thing, a new goal, and we get absorbed by it, and then we use ourselves. So it's kind of grace of God that said, okay, you squeeze this sponge 6 days, and then the last day, like the creation, open up, nothing but praying, worship, take time for yourself and your family and everything in your household. No work for nobody. So that's as much as I could find. I hope it shows some clarity into the matter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll move to our next slide. Next part here, which is the questions and answers with the Universal Council. And that's with Marie Calv and Claudia. And they're on the third question this time around. And this comes from the workshop they did on Saturday, March 1st. And they have a new workshop the first Saturday of each month. So this is from the 1st of March, and I will play that now.
Okay, so then we are on the third question. Hello, could it be that we already have the knowledge within us and that Mr. Keshe has come to awaken this awareness through the study of the technology? And then comes the question, Could it be that before we manifested within our mother's womb, we already had the knowledge of totality? And when we interacted with the inertia of this planet, we forgot.
Então agora vamos para a terceira pergunta. Olá, será que já temos o conhecimento dentro de nós? E o que o Sr. Keshe veio despertar essa consciência através do estudo da tecnologia? Aí vem um questionamento. Será que antes de nos manifestarmos dentro do útero da nossa mãe, tínhamos o conhecimento da totalidade? E quando interagimos na inércia desse planeta, nós esquecemos?
And the first answer, our DNA is a product of our ancestors. We have been created in the image and likeness of our Creator. Therefore, we are equal to the Creator, but we have forgotten it due to our wrong behavior. The energetic range of the soul is on a different level than the Creator. This had made it difficult to remember all the knowledge that we have. Each soul possesses all the knowledge of the totality because we are part of it.
Então, a primeira resposta é: nosso DNA é um produto de nossos antepassados. Fomos criados à imagem e semelhança de nosso Criador. Portanto, somos iguais ao Criador. Mas nos esquecemos disso, ou devido ao nosso comportamento errado, a faixa energética da nossa alma está em um nível diferente do Criador. Isso dificultou a lembrança de todo o conhecimento que temos. Cada alma possui todo o conhecimento da totalidade, porque somos parte dela.
And there is another answer. The knowledge of the universe is already within us, and we unlock it by trusting our own soul, which is our connection with the Creator. The knowledge of creation and the universe is helping us trust our own soul. Our soul will unlock its power when we have matured into the knowledge. It's all done on an individual level by aligning your life with the ethos of Mitra, thinking good, speaking good, and doing good. It's so easy, even a small child can understand it. They do it naturally. But as we grow up, we got distracted and lost our way. We need to find back to our true inner self, the soul of the man.
O conhecimento do universo já está dentro de nós e nós os desbloqueamos confiando em nossa própria alma, que é a nossa conexão com o Criador. O conhecimento da criação e do universo está nos ajudando a confiar em nossa própria alma. Nossa alma liberará seu poder quando tivermos amadurecido no conhecimento. Tudo isso é feito em um nível individual, alinhando sua vida com o ethos de Mitra, que é pensando bem, falando bem e fazendo bem. É tão fácil que até uma criança pequena consegue entender. Ela faz isso naturalmente. Mas à medida que crescemos, nos distraímos e perdemos o rumo. Precisamos voltar ao nosso verdadeiro eu interior, a alma do homem.
And there is another answer. You answered the question yourself by accepting the condition, by accepting the connection, by accepting the ethos, by allowing the knowledge into your life. You open the door. You allow your own manifestation to change back to the real truth of the universe. Good morning, dear friends, and welcome to the dimension of the soul.
E outra resposta é: você mesmo respondeu a pergunta. Ao aceitar a conexão, ao aceitar o ethos, ao permitir que o conhecimento entre em sua vida, você abre a porta e permite que a sua própria manifestação mude, voltando à verdade real do universo. Bom dia, queridos amigos, e bem-vindos à dimensão da alma.
So then we are on the fourth question. Hello, members of the
And the fourth question will wait until next week's One Planet show, and we'll carry on with the conversation with Claudia and Marie. Okay, back to our presentation. And next we have the knowledge and understanding from the 581st Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
Thank you, my dear.
I will play the background video here for that.
Thank you so much. I will read a little kind of summary from 581 Knowledge Seeker Workshop. Beautiful. We are doctors, we are scientists for decades, trained, worked in certain fields, and we come across the plasma technology. The biggest dilemma is, how do I fit into what I have done, what I have educated, what I have told, what I accepted, and what I confirmed, and how do I merge this into new things that I can create a new dimension, a new structure with it? How do I match or collaborate the old and the new into my cycle of knowledge and understanding? One of my advice to those who even been here and have managed and kept the knowledge of Keshe Foundation separate, then what they do, because they cannot merge it and they accept it as a new thing, but what is going on and will come up, we have to find a way to merge these, not only in the structure of understanding that we have a soul inside our physical body, and we accept it to dimension we have in it, imply and apply this new knowledge in the physical world, in the dimension of living, life and living, we share with the others. How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we come across in a way? How do we come across in a way that now we accepted the soul and the existence of body? One lives in dimension of energy, one in dimension of physicality. How do we, sorry, I apologize. How do we, 1 minute. How do we, how do we come across in a way that now we accepted the soul and the existence of the body? One lives in dimension of energy, one lives in dimension of energy, one in dimension of physicality. How do we bring the cycle of life of every day to this position? How we transfer energies, food in our daily life? It's not with communication with others, it's every aspect of our life. Do I pick up the apple and chew the apple? Or do I hatch the apple without destroying its life? I take from it what I need. I transfer the energy of it into my body, and it can take from what I need and is useful to the apple to take from me. What do I do with the cat I hold? How do I transfer the energies as a love, as emotion of caring to it, and I find its affection and love for me, what I take from it? So this is a pure interaction of energies with emotions, my dear beautiful souls. As we are talking, when Joseph talked about Sabbath, that this is a fasting day, or as we all here in India also we do that, 2 days of fasting, 3 days of fasting with pure vegetarian food, and then after 6 days or 2 days of fasting, they eat all the animals they can. So this is how they evolutionary came. But if we understand properly, I want to tell my experience. How do we do that? Kind of, we have been doing that from maybe many years in a way, but we couldn't understand. They have this suppressing act of fasting, and then there is this beautiful knowledge of understanding. How that I used to go to my as my father is employed in Madhya Pradesh, India, middle of India, I will say Bhopal, in BHL. When we used to go to my paternal grandfather, maternal grandfather, grandmother. My grandmother, I remember. I also remember the essence. I also taste it in my mouth. Like she used to prepare a vegetable in a. At that time, gases were very rare, so homemade, homemade bake, like a homemade kind of baking type of a stove, homemade with charcoal and all. At that time they used this type of oven kind of that. So they used to cook on this charcoal based oven, and my the flavors, the masalas, I mean uh, the spices she used. I still remember the essence, the the beautiful fragrance, the beautiful smell that comes out of the vegetables when it was cooking, when it is used to cook. And my grandmother is so devoted to this. Well, I will say so devoted to the cooking that she wants, like the kitchen was an laboratory, alchemical laboratory, and she used to do this combination of love and the spices and all. And I still remember when I eat, I still remember uh, the the taste of the typical vegetable, even typical vegetable, and it comes in my mouth, in my tongue, and I feel that sometimes I only this that feelings give me so satisfaction that I suppose I like that a feeling that I have eaten so many that she used to make with the vegetables. So this is what that energy interaction from the past I do now also, and it helps me. It helps me um, to understand the energy that has been created at that time. Helps me to create the essence in me. Even in my mouth, it comes, and the saliva rolls on, kind of. Even when I eat chapati or hear some vegetable, I I don't like that sometimes, because the essence of that energy, that emotional energy, that love, that smell, that beautiful essence, I can't forget, and that helps me in sometimes I think about when I eat, and I eat less, or I sometimes I don't eat, only a cup of tea. So this is the energy interaction is very necessary, because we have told that you have to eat, you have to eat, you have to eat, otherwise you will get weak, and then you will die one day because of this weakness. So we have to understand that the um, giving and taking, I mean receiving of energy, not taking, receiving of energy is so much beautiful that the whole day when I don't eat, and I only remember the essence, because when I don't eat sometimes, I also eat. Sometimes I eat, I don't eat, and that is this essence comes in me. And with a cup of tea, I'm satisfied, kind of that. I don't want to eat anymore. And this is what I don't call it fasting. I don't call it like that. But this is how we can interact. Even in the fasting, the craving comes, I have experienced that. The craving of food comes. But in this way, when we feel, when we balance it, the craving doesn't come. And uh, we can cover this up, like, come out of this and feel all more energy. Um, yes, yeah, I want to say that this is my experience of this energy interaction from the past, from now, like that. Thank you. I don't know. Um, I'm able to give this properly address, But this is what I felt many years ago. I still remember my grandmother cooking. Even I see her cooking, and the essence comes in my. I feel that I will say the beautiful fragrance of vegetables and the spices. What each spices. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sweta. Next, we have an excerpt from the 581st Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Invitation to be part of the work of the Keshe Foundation. And let me get that lined up and we'll play that for you now.
As we said to you last week, many of you have responded. We are looking for your expertise. We look if your expertise fits into what we are looking for now, or we are making the archive what we might come back to you later on. We're looking for experts in space technology. People who have been in the space technology. People in what we call industrial side of setting up factories, managing factories, making blueprints. We are looking for people who understand and are maybe what I call familiar in social media, managing social media, bringing the what we call knowledge to public in a very rapid way using the present social media. If you know how to operate, how to manage, and you want to work with us, we are looking for sort of a team. People who can make a team. They know how to go around and generate a large number of views and everything else. We are looking for people who understand how to connect the social media and AI together in bringing up a rapid expansion and what we call technology transfer knowledge. Keshe Foundation is looking for those who know how to run international management. Different cultures, different races, but understand. We are looking for people who have or understand, deep understanding of the world of medicine. Doctors who understand the process of creation, research laboratories, what we call researchers. Past week I spent my time looking for scientists who can transfer into computer science, digital, into work of a plasma. If you're on that caliber, we would like to know you. Can transfer the energy, the knowledge into what we call a computer analysis data that we can run systems with. It's not anymore switching on, switching off. It's understanding what's the effect of that switching off on the condition of energy transfer because it bypasses the mechanical. Creating new microchips which have emotion. If you are in the microchip industry, we would like to hear from you. One of our targets at the moment, the biggest target, is those who are working with social media, understand social media, and how to operate right across the 5 or 6 platforms which are available. If you have the knowledge to do, info@keshe.foundation. Every single entry is read. We've seen many knowledge seekers coming up. I can do this, I can do that. By experience, we are not getting involved. We put you in the position with people who are involved in it. We are the loudest managing people with companies and factories. So we are looking for experts to work within the team of experts or set up experts team to do devise. Now, dissemination of the knowledge in a rapid way, 2025 is our target. You understand AI, you understand social media, how to bring them together, it works 1,000 times faster. making short videos with the full information in small sections. That's what we're looking for. If you are understand it, we see this in the young ages between 14, 15 and 20, 25. Because past that age, these things have come up very rapidly. Even the past few months, there's been an evolution in this science. What we're looking for is to dissipate the knowledge across this planet that everybody get access to, but at the same time brings the whole technology together, that it becomes a new structure or social structure. It's not just teaching the knowledge. It's more important to understand the ethos of the knowledge. When I speak to old knowledge seekers, they say the first thing brought us back to understand technology was the first videos you put on the internet years ago, standing next to a fireplace. It was simple, it was direct, and it was effective. And we are looking for the same thing, to explain the knowledge in a short way, directly through and bypassing all the restrictions. Social media is the biggest tool. And now we are looking for you. If you know how to just put on the email you send us, social media. I spent a lot of time with one of the most leading organizations in this matter last week in London. And they have no clue what we are looking for, because they become too entangled with the old system which was successful, and now it doesn't work. But they think they're the leading edge. You have to be able to understand. If you're youngsters, you want to try it, work with us. Understand Keshe Foundation is going to a transition 2025, that this knowledge become reachable by every man on this planet. And is owned by every nation on this planet. Black, white, African, Chinese, English, American, there's no borders. We try to explain this in a way that it brings cohesion between all parts of the Keshe Foundation, being on the teaching, on the industrial side, on the commercial side, and everything else, that it feeds back to support the humanity and bring the change about. If you have any of these talents, or a talent we don't know it can be used, let us know. We're always there ready to learn. Are there any questions?
Okay, that's one excerpt from the 581st. And we have another one as well here. Just let me get that lined up properly. And I believe this excerpt was put together by Mark, and it is also from the 581st Knowledge Seekers Workshop, and it's about social media and AI, as our previous excerpt was, to bring a massive social awareness of the technology. Okay, share. Okay, here we go. It's about a 5-minute excerpt. Okay, we have a question in the Q&A from Andu, who says, "Hi, everyone. I am Andu. Thank you for sharing the knowledge. Can you please offer us more details about the social media and AI? I'm working in IT. Also, I have had access to different understanding about life, the universe, and matter since I was a kid. Therefore, I may be suitable for participating in this project. What is the aim of this project? And also, what is the email address again?"
Email address is info@keshe.foundation. The purpose is to bring a massive social awareness of the technology, rapid awareness of the technology in a way that then society now works. There's an AI team in China which is working on this. I know there's a group working between Brazil and China in other part of the connection with teachings and other things. We are specifically looking for people who understand how to log in, to increase the traffic, to bring a massive social awareness about the technology in every aspect. We have a reason for it. It all connects to other parts of the structure of the Keshe Foundation set up for past years. It's awareness, product awareness, social awareness, and change of the position of the people to go. We've seen this in a very recent past few days. As you hear from around the world, everybody buys a Tesla, they have no problem. But now if you are an American and a Tesla owner, through the social media, the way they structured this thing, people leave their Teslas on the street and walk home because there's so much what I call resentment towards the owner of the Tesla cars, or the social structure. And this has shown clearly social media, the structure is used as a direct effect on behavior of people. And this is in past few days. It's not just for the news. You have to see what is set in social media in the background, which we are watching, that creates these positions. We want to use the same structure, but to bring a peaceful society by disbursement of the knowledge, the technology, awareness of it. And if you are in that position, you can, we welcome you, because we have our own IT team that are too old for this. They don't want to touch it. And it needs a new understanding. As I said, I spent a lot of time last week with different groups, universities and the rest in London, to establish this. It's not just something we just want. We know exactly how it has to be structured. So if you are in that world, you know how to, you don't need to have a degree in it, you know how to work with social media. Just come in, we make a team out of here, we tell you the purpose and how it goes. And is to bring awareness, and with awareness brings new society, new condition and composition of people. We see what we call social media gurus. We are not looking for that. We want to bring technology that it becomes part of this structure. It's for the benefit of all, but in construction and awareness of totality. Conversion to different languages, but carrying the same meaning. And that's the purpose. info@keshe.foundation. Any other question?
Okay, back to our presentation here. I have something about social media video with Moshfaq.
Yes, I would like to mention a few things. As you have heard quite a bit from Mr. Gish about social media and the AI. Of course, these are things that are recent phenomena, at least in a large scale in the use of computer technology. One of the things that, because of its very nature, the younger generation, the generation that are more familiar with social media would be the appropriate group of people to get involved in it. And I think it's an invitation across the planet because people are using AI technology quite a bit in translating things, and generating things easily, videos, music, and various other things. So this is an invitation for the newer generation and those who are comfortable with AI and social media. I mean, or not just comfortable, but they're willing to explore this area. And this is the main requirement, really. One has to get involved in this and then bring Keshe Foundation technology to the masses. And Mr. Keshe mentioned about making short videos and things like that, short teaching videos, simple to the point, but it has to be distributed using multiple languages, perhaps even using AI to auto-translate, things like that. And then generate things because the AI makes it easy to generate many things, and it's not necessarily really young people, but people who want to explore this kind of things. There are some people older age group who are interested in heavily getting into it. I'm sure they would be welcome in this kind of situation, but in general, we would expect the younger generation to be involved in it. Yes, I was involved myself in AI. So, but I wouldn't want to do this job myself. But having the understanding or an interest in both doing this and interested in promoting plasma technology across the planet is important for all of us. I mean, we are doing our part here in this One Nation, One Planet, One Race meeting, but the reach has to be much further, and with the various products that are coming online, as well as there are some other efforts underway which haven't quite surfaced yet, and the things have to be promoted. And the older generation folks are consultants, so-called consultants. They are not particularly familiar with it. It's an uncharted territory, and it has to be exploited boldly and with fresh approach and attitude. This is something that doesn't come easily to those who have been attached to older ideas. So I think it's a good opportunity for many young folks to get involved and make this a reality that serves the whole people of the whole planet. It's not like we were talking about free energy and UFO in the sense that yes, it's disclosure and whatever else. We have it. Let's make this part of our life and reality. For now, we have to go through this social media and all this AI stuff. But what's coming out in the end is far more than any of these, how we deal with energy and how we deal with space travel and all that. It's a whole new world out there. So we want people who are creating that whole new world out there. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we can move into the section on new products and the invitation to continue supporting the Keshe Foundation through purchasing of products and donations and such forth. Mark, you're pretty good at that. Is there something you'd like to say?
No, I'm just trying to understand a little bit more about this handmade aquarium resin. I think there's more things, as most of the products have in there, than has been revealed so far. But one of the things Mr. Keshe touched on, and I think another Mehran may go into it deeper, is about this is actually the container is actually the universe, and this is man in the universe. Of course, when you hold it, I think these are set to create a different dimension of emotions, as I understand it. And I don't exactly know what that means, but when you hold these things, you see the star formation, and apparently you can feel the energies being transferred. And of course, you may have to tune into it a little bit, but this is the star formation. Each one of these fish are handmade. There'll be a limited edition, but this is our life in a way in the universe. As he said, the universe is being given to man to nurture and to elevate and the rest of this. So we have quite a large garden to tend, but I think we'll have help with that. But this is part of the new structure of products, and there's one's constructed for peace. I think one is designed for balance. And he said these are not the regular ganses that you find in the soap and the other things. These are some, again, specially made. And we only understand about 5% of the development. But you may purchase, they come in a variety of sizes. And in just another way, these will become collector's items, as I think many of these things will. And this, of course, is in a way celebrating the new year, the new life, the light, and so on. Many things that are part of the Iranian New Year, which is what shall be celebrated. I think, doesn't it begin this Thursday? I know he had mentioned about next week we'll celebrate the Iranian New Year, which we did in a way in Sanya in China. There was a beautiful table set up. But this is part of this oldest, one of the oldest, if not the oldest celebration on the planet. The new year, the revival, all the better emotions being emphasized and the lesser emotions being shunned in a way. But these are made for, I believe it's peace, balance, and energy. So you can bring these into the home or the office or place them where you will. I think you can hold them, but also each one has a star formation, and then you can probably put a number of these together to create, again, perhaps a more giving or a more humble situation. Again, I wanted to say a bigger and stronger field, but we know that the creation really starts from the smaller and the weaker and totally giving, in a way like a black hole. So I think there's more built into these products than has been revealed at this point in time, but they're certainly beautiful aesthetically to look at. Very nice presentations. Rick, I don't know if you want to bring up the store. And sure, of course, yes. There's many ways to support the foundation and to keep it free for humanity. A lot of these products that he's putting in the store are really for the Keshe Foundation to test. He said, we do a lot of things and we put a lot of products in there, but it's really for us to test things as well. And then, of course, you bring back some of the feedback. This is the amazing cosmic ray material. And again, in a way, you have to tune into it. You can purchase one or two. I think there's many of these made with a beautiful case and sort of a high-end jewelry type bag with it. But what's in there is just phenomenal, as I understand it. And
I think
of course,
let me interrupt quickly. That I think it's one of Mr. Keshe's favorites. He spent a lot of time, like 10 hours driving or something, just to get the correct bag for the setup, and had to wait quite a long time to order these special settings and so on. It's beautiful.
This is just an amazing product. And again, you have to sort of tune into it, even though it's been detuned, as I understand, to get closer to our fields that we can actually accept this. So he said this product had to be tuned. So there's some very amazing products. And this is what the social media in combination with the AI is going to raise product awareness. And of course, raise the understanding of the totality and creation and so on. So this is one of the offers that should be going out if it hasn't already. I know sometimes it takes longer, but the presentation is one of the more beautiful presentations I've seen in the store. This is certainly a high-end item. And of course, the material is priceless. We have the Soul, the one with the two headphones, I think, Rick, if we can find that one. I think this is the Soul connection communication. I believe it has two. Some of these systems are going out. And again, you can use this to facilitate feeding yourself and probably a number of other things. But again, it has to be sort of tuned to yourself. And you can actually, I believe, put one of the headphones on an apple and put the other one on yourself, and you'll have some sort of plasmatic, yes, here it is, sort of a soul connection with the apple. And of course, this is what part of the workshop was about, using, I think we have an unlimited potential of capabilities that we haven't tapped into. And of course, this will go step by step, because you just can't put all this on someone in one go. I don't think. It seems to be better absorbed, and as you work with it, step by step, you learn to tune into some of these products. And again, they're quite amazing. But whether they'll be continued, I think many of these things will be made into applications where you can then do something with apps, or as he said, speakers, or perhaps even drone systems. And this is all helping to facilitate your energy dimension, or the elevation of the soul. And I can say I've worked with the Nutra GANs, or GANs Nutra, I think they call it. Yes, this is the offer of these mini aquarium resins. I thought we were adding water to these, but we're not. It's basically preset in a gel, and you can see, if you have an eye to see, I guess, the different plasmas put out. Again, you always see the three fishes as the star formation, but I believe there's much more going on. And again, it's to create a new dimension of emotion for you. And we understand how important the emotions are in creating problems for ourselves, or perhaps eliminating problems for ourselves. Anyone else? I see a phone. I need to take a phone call for a moment. Be right back. Anyone else want to add anything? I was going to go to the Nutrigans. Just a moment. I need to take this. Sorry.
Okay, I'll get that lined up for you, Mark. On the way, we'll have a look at the handmade resin coasters that were brought up a couple of weeks ago in the Knowledge Seekers workshop. And if you can see how this works, there's a coaster holder here, and these coasters fit into it. These 4 coasters we see here, and they're not wax, and they're not beeswax. They are plastic or some sort of poly material with GANs embedded in it. And when they're all put together, it looks like this. You see the 4 coasters in their layers, and inside the coaster holder. And that would be the B hexagon, 4 pieces plus coaster holder for $129.99 in euro. And there's other configurations at various prices as well. There's a coaster holder here with these coasters, as seen here. And you can get 2 different ones. Mr. Keshe recommended putting a glass in between, putting one coaster on top and one on the bottom. Other configurations, and they're available in the option list at the bottom here. Okay, let's see if we can move into find the NutriGANs. We have other GANs available here. There's the NutriGANs, Keshe GANs Nutri, as it's called.
Sorry about that, Rick. I just wanted to add, there was a little caveat on the coasters where he said once you receive these coasters, to allow a 21-day period for it to get balanced into the environment. So I'm sure that'll be spelled out in the instructions, but that was, in a way, a new twist. We haven't heard about conditioning, I think, since the original magravs, I think, were offered where they needed to be conditioned. But this product, the coasters, need to be conditioned, and it needs to probably somehow get used to or start to balance out the environment. So I thought I'd add that caveat. Yes,
I wonder, are you supposed to use them during that time, or just let them sit in the environment?
Let them sit in the environment.
I see. Mm-hmm.
And I guess they start taking and adding what they feel is needed. Remember, the GANs or whatever's in these products, but we know the GANs has a level of intelligence. It knows what to do, where to go, at least the fields of it, and how to balance most situations. Well, this is something I can comment on. I'm not overweight, but for those people who are overweight, it may be something you want to work with. And these are just tubes. I say just. These are feeding tubes. Again, this is space technology or alien sort of technology. And we're learning to do the same thing as what was taught in the last workshop, in a way. By holding these in the right hand and giving to them, you actually will receive from them. As I understand it, you take from the tube takes from the universe. They don't deplete themselves. And with all the, let's say, additives and adulteration of the food system, this is a beautiful way to feed. And this is, in a way, dining with the Creator. And I believe it also helps to break the emotional connection to food. And of course, it's not just feeding the way the Creator, he's saying we can feed without killing. We're still going to feed, but we're not going to use the love of creation, I think it was referred to, or something that has formed life in the matter state, to take its energies and to release the soul. So these tubes, they're easy to work with. You hold it in your hand. You can also put them in an alkalizer container, or you could put them on top of a cosmic ray bundle. And this is what I've been working with. So since February 7th was 30 days skipping 2 meals without any pain. A couple times I've had to use a little bit of determination, and but it's been more or less, much more than less painless process. So I know it works, and I know it works from the first time we went into a transmutation session. I think some of the first ones were dining with the Creator back in the end of 22 into 23. And of course, there were 2 sessions in that particular transmutation. There was a follow-up, and of course, the first one was try to take and feed yourself from the system or the plates or the table they had set up. And the second way was to try to give to the system in order to receive. And apparently for most, we got fooled. In other words, we thought we were there to take, but we were actually in the second session, it worked much better. As when you give to something, which leads to elevate, then you can take from it if it's generous enough to share with you. And this is what we're learning, starting to use, again, the hands. And these, it's nothing new. Mr. Keshe has been teaching it for a decade, but we just haven't fully picked up. So again, these are training tools just to support you. Other people, as he said, you don't need any of the products in the Keshe Foundation store or any of these systems. You can do it on your own. But if you need to build confidence or are a little bit, perhaps need some training wheels, this is where you can find them. Support in a way. And what happens, as he said, as you use these products, it's actually becoming part of you without you even knowing it. So something gets restructured on the plasmatic level, and this is the new understanding of what's happening here. So just by using the products, testing and working with them, of course, it wasn't that I just bought the Nutrigans product and, you know, I started missing 2 meals a day. No, I had to work at it a little bit. And initially I was eating more and I said, gee, these things aren't working. I'm hungrier than ever. But it was just a process of going through. And of course, results may vary. But I do like the idea of dining with the Creator. And of course, reducing the killing and not tending to want to harm. So these are all positive things that come out of these. So there's many products to choose from. There'll be many more added. But a lot of these, as he said, are put out for test for the Keshe Foundation to see what sort of things are being affected. But they do work. That's just from my way of using them. And it's nothing special. I didn't have to work at it. And some days I don't even use all 4 tubes. I think it's being, again, ingrained within your structure to be able to fill that 20% gap of the energy we need, which we chew. So by default, we're all absorbing approximately 80% of our energies through a MagRev type of transfer. It's only the 20% we're short. So the killing is part of the change on this planet or the transformation. And I know he talked about putting things around cities where people wouldn't even get hungry anymore. They would be wondering, what's happening? I haven't eaten, but yet I'm not hungry. And that's what I experienced with these tubes, was that my stomach always seems to be full, even though I'm not really putting anything in it other than a few cups of coffee or maybe a cup of tea and a few cups of coffee during the day. So I guess you could say I haven't completely stopped. As I said, I'm missing 2 meals or skipping 2 meals. But it's much healthier for you overall. And we know the amount of plastics and other things we're bringing into our structure. And this is just giving you another addition to your energy dimension that you can feed yourself. And of course, you wouldn't send a child off into a forest or something or to the universe if they couldn't feed themselves. So this is part of it. And again, it's not a big jump to go from the 80% to 90% or more. And I'm going to leave it at this position for right now, and then we'll continue later on. We'll see how it works. Even one day I did skip 3 meals, or I had a couple spoons of yogurt at night, and I said, I just don't want this for some reason. And then, of course, I panicked the next morning, and the next day I ate breakfast and dinner. So even though one day I went skipping 3 meals, the following day I had 2 meals, it still averages skipping 2 meals a day for this period of time. Never thought I could really realize this with such a low amount of input in a way from my side. So something is happening in the background. As he said, you're being trained without you even being aware of it. but it's for you to find out again for yourself. As he said, with a number of these products, you'll understand when you use them.
Mark, is Dean here? May I just
Yes.
say a few things?
Of course.
Of course. Mark, thank you for explaining all that wonderful things about the technology and the knowledge. One thing that came to my thought when you were speaking was this technology and this information, this knowledge is all about transfer, whether it's an emotion, an energy transfer of feeding, or a belief in a system or in a principle or in in a in an attribute of something that you've experienced.
And Dean, I was thinking it's also transferring information.
It's a transfer of
Maybe
information.
this is that teaching that's happening to you without you being aware of it. It's not only the energy transfer, it's an information transfer. So please continue. I'd like to hear your voice.
Thank you, Mark. So my way of thinking when you were speaking was, wouldn't it be wonderful? Wouldn't it be wonderful if these products were placed in certain positions? And can you imagine a board meeting or a meeting anywhere? It could be anywhere, and you have the coasters, and they're placed around the room, and these dignitaries or these people that are in the meeting put their glasses on top of these coasters and receive an energy transfer of peace and balance. Of course, that's just in a physical matter state of, within the product structure. As you mentioned earlier on, Mark, these systems, so you can't stop this. I suppose this is what I'm trying to say. These systems can be placed around a larger environment and feed the whole environment. So from micro to macro, from an initial seed point of intention, the knowledge is present and being shared. And whether we share it through the physical means of a structure of a product, whether we share it as a magraph, whether we share it as a belief or knowledge, it all comes back to the principal position. And this means that we will all receive this knowledge, and we have received it. We're in this exact moment receiving this knowledge, this transfer of energy, just by listening to these words, just by being part of a structure. And whether you are sat, in a position listening to this yourself, or whether you are part of a much bigger structure controlling other structures, you are receiving the energy and the information from the creation, from the creator. This is universal knowledge that is here to elevate and bring about a peaceful condition for humanity, and not just humanity, but the whole planet, to establish a connection with the soul of the universe, the soul of the creator. So we can replicate a hydrogen, we can replicate anything. I mean, I posted something on a social account earlier on that said something about producing gold. And I noticed that there was many people looked at this particular post because it's the human condition to want, they need to fulfill a position to be able to survive, to be able to exist in the matter state. And then I posted another one about the transmutation of a testimony of a transmutation that's taken place. And I noticed this post didn't get so many views. or that's the views that I see that I, that are shown to me on this particular social media website, this application. But the reality is, it doesn't matter who's controlling, the ultimate controller is you. And within the structure of you is a direct connection to the creator. And so when you view yourself and you understand this technology a little or a lot, depending upon how much you've viewed or you've absorbed through your structure or through the structure of the soul, the knowledge, the wisdom, the beauty, the understanding, the peace, the peaceful nature of being present in the moment. We cannot be not part of this, because it's in the very structure of everything that we exist to be, whether we're in a physical dimension or whether we're in a plasmatic soul dimension. It really, there is no way to separate this this condition of the plasmatic enhancement of the elevation of the soul. And remember, everything has a soul. So everything that we've spoken about, everything that we've shown, everything that is part of the structure that has been spoken by many of the beautiful knowledge seekers and Universal Council members and Rick and all the people that Mr. Keshe that spread the knowledge. This knowledge is being viewed from outside of this spectrum of energies that we're receiving. So there are others that are aware that this knowledge is being shared, that is present on planet Earth, is present within the soul of man, is present within the creation point of all creatures created, the soul. And we can go round and we can make beautiful products that we distribute around the planet. And this will be a drip by drip, a slower process. However, once you start initiating the plasma, that seed of intention, it escalates very, very quickly. And Mr. Keshe is is a nuclear physicist that understood the world of creation. And so he looks at the smallest thing, the most humblest thing. And by interacting with that tiny little humble plasma, it communicates and enhances the totality. And so these products are an aspect, a beauty of the knowledge to share this condition for us to receive an elevation of the soul, to receive an elevation in the physical sense of the soul of physicality, and then to receive an elevation in the physicality of man. And I think we need, in this moment, this condition will be a wonderful thing to achieve, to be part of, for each and every soul that is present. Because as soon as we start speaking about expanding this out to communities, nations, planets, we change the whole condition of the explanation of plasma. For me, a plasma is the most incredible thing. It is something that is not present in a physical form unless you add the magnetical and gravitational fields of interaction of a physical planet, of a matter state that was mentioned earlier on. So once you actually understand this and you actually realize the explanation of what a plasma is, it totally changes the belief systems that we've experienced and we are experiencing in this moment. And when we tap into the knowledge of the universe, remember that universe is between your ears. That matter state condition of the brain contains the whole unicos, everything. So when we say that we can transcend or transmute from one position to another, we could say it's between, light years as an explanation of science. Or we could say it's instantaneous, which is a plasma condition. And this means that the understanding really opens up everything, everything that we have come to know. So these products are vitally important as a stepping stone to establish that connection. Although if you have a belief system and you are willing to let it go and open yourself to universal knowledge, then we can attain this plasmatic condition of elevating the soul of man in this exact moment right now. We can create a condition where we let go of an illusion of something that we've experienced. And many people say we have to experience this in a physical form. We're here and now. And this is the beautiful illusion of the physical form and the beauty of the soul that is connected to the Creator, experiencing this experience right now that you are experiencing through your condition, through your environment, in your plasma. And when we see the souls, like I see the souls of the participants that are here, and I know that many of them have understood and do understand what this plasma is. They've understood that they are part of it. It's not separate from themselves. And then when they come into this realization, this understanding, this beauty of the knowledge, they then become very, very big givers. They give from their soul for you to receive. And this is the biggest gift you can receive, because it's part of creation, and it's totally without any thought of wanting to take something, wanting to take your energy. It's wanting to give you energy, give you an elevation, give you the beauty for you to receive. And so, as you can see, these products are based upon universal knowledge. They're based upon space travel. And as I said, that space travel is inside your structure. You're part of it. So when we let go of this part of the dimensions that we've come to know, you will experience this transmutation. And then you can experience these products in a totally different way. They will connect with you, and they will take you to this elevation, this enlightenment of the soul, of the physical soul, the soul of physicality, and the soul of man. And I think we've spoken about this many times, the three wise men, and how this is the thinking, speaking, and acting in a certain way that connects this, that creates this condition. And I know that it's been spoken that it's the new year for Iran, the Iranian New Year, and the beauty of the knowledge that's being spread. And I always think that it's a possibility, a beauty that this knowledge could then be shared, not stopped by a particular, splitting a condition of letting go of a belief, so that you stop the process. I am this, I am that, I am what, all the colors of the sun. I am whatever you would like to label yourself as. Let the knowledge be the knowledge, and this, as we see this beautiful product there, I know that if you connect with this, you will experience everything that is part of being present in the moment with the Creator, which is you. So I think these products have a vital importance for humanity to bring forward the peace on planet Earth in these moments. And I really, 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 from my soul, thank you for being present and understanding the beauty that is you. Thank you.
Of course, just to add one little thing, that there are thousands of people making products outside of the Keshe Foundation. And as Mr. Keshe said, they're trying to bring these people under one license. So if you do find products that look similar or, are priced differently, you may want to ask if they're licensed by the Keshe Foundation to produce the product. And this is what Mr. Keshe is doing, bringing some of these, let's say, rogue suppliers under one license. So you may want to shop at the Keshe Foundation store in the interim directly.
Mark, I think thank you, Mark. This image we have on the screen, I haven't experienced this product, but knowing some of the knowledge, like the knowledge seekers, and like Mark and many people who've experienced it, the knowledge and the plasma, we know this is as it's been spoken about, a star formation. It's a plasmatic condition. And within that resin structure, I'm sure Mr. Keshe has added many, many ingredients and many, many elements that will interact with the physicality of man and the soul of man, and bring about a peaceful beauty, and a feeding of whether it's the physicality, whether it's the soul, whether it's an understanding of the soul, or whether it's whatever it is that you need, because each of us are so unique, and yet we're all the same. We're all from one position, and yet we're all fragmented. And we all have different experiences and different requirements of what we need to become balanced and peaceful with ourselves. And I think that this star formation, this plasma, and like many of the products that have been shown, will ingrain in us, will bring us the pure beauty of what we really are. We will, as I going right back to the first words I said, it's all about field interactions, and remembering human beings, we're very, very intelligent. We have this big intelligent thing that sits on our shoulders. And once we actually relax that and feel the fields, the field interactions, it brings us back to peace. It brings us back into a condition of understanding that all this making conditions to create whatever it is we feel we need to create is all part of creation. It's all going back to a finalized position of being present. And as a universal soul, like we all are, because we have no choice but to be a universal soul, because we're on this very small little dot within a magnificent, wonderful arrangement of other plasmas. And we just happen to be experiencing it through a physical form that is linked to amino acids that gives us, our matter state conditions. And as Mr. Keshe said, made me laugh not so long ago when he was speaking about we have all these bits inside us so that we can, consume the matter state, and we have all these bits that go wrong, or we create an emotion from, and we suffer through it. So this star formation and this position that I see on the screen, if you even just look at it now, if we all look at it, this image, and we all focus our viewpoint on it, and I know Mr. Keshe and the foundation, all the knowledge seekers, have all give it much love and care. They've created a condition of peace and balance. They've given from their soul. So you just by looking at this is a physical form. So, but you can receive the energy transfer of the environment. There's many applications and many implications of what this is on the screen that we don't need to go into right in this moment. But you can connect with it like Universal Council does. We spoke about earlier on the Sabbath. The Sabbath can be at any moment. It can be this moment. We don't need to create a condition where it's just a separate thing. We can bring it all together as one and receive the information from the Creator in this moment. And this is a limited edition. Like you, it's a limited edition. And so enjoy it. I'm sure it would create a wonderful environment within your environment, and it would give to you whatever it is you need to receive. And this would also be a beautiful gift for others. And that's the beauty of these products, is when you actually share them, when you actually, and I'm not trying to sell products here. It's nothing to do with selling. It's to do with understanding what it represents. And then if you gift something to another, whether it's, a physical form like this product, or whether it's a thought, a smile, an intention with your condition, you create the beauty of the knowledge of the universe. And this is what the Universal Council represents, and that's why they're present in this moment, because they've understood what this technology is and what it can do. So thank you, Mark. Thank you, Rick. I think I've said enough now. I'll leave it there. Thank you, guys.
Okay, if there's no further discussion on the products, we can move to the next part. And I believe Azar and Marinez will be, Marinez will be discussing the Nauruz.
Yes, thank you very much, Rick. I'm not one of those very much traditional, because I was always outside and not in community. But especially this year and last year, I'm trying to put green things. By chance, I had a basil plant, and it seemed so green, so fresh. I cleaned up completely this room, and it seems so good. And then I'm getting into this spirit of Iranian New Year, and I regret why I didn't start it before. So I gathered some information, and so no rules, no means new, rules means day, new day. Makes the start of is a spring extra special. And This year it is exactly Thursday 10:01 hour. So every year is calculated, and every year is 6 hour different from year before. And it's exactly the moment the nature is renewed, the spring starts. So it is from 33,000 years on, and it's celebrated by millions of people around the world. It is celebration of early spring equinox after the cold and dark winter, renewal and rebirth. Its origins contain elements of animism, meaning the practice of finding the divine and the spiritual within the essence of things in the natural world around you. This is closely linked to the Zoroastrian concept Amesha spent the divine spirits, which unite the material and the ethereal world. Yet it has predominantly been a secular festival. Nowruz is something that unites all Persian-speaking people regardless of their faith or origin. A key theme of Nowruz is starting the new year with what they call fresh outlook. For this reason, it is tradition on the days before the Nowruz, they shake down the house. It's literally the definition of khane, home, takan, shaking. Means spring cleaning. Everything. They wash the rugs, they paint the walls, everything is not working, they throw away, and a new set of clothes for the new year. And this is closely linked to the act of New Year familial visits. After it's time to clear out the old and make way for the new. Another tradition is preparing a special tablecloth. It means sofre. They put it cloth and they set a table or they put it on the floor, which is adorned with 7 special objects representing the new year, called sin. 7 S's, starting with S. This represents more than a tablecloth. It's the central gathering place for Nowruz festivities. Each family takes the task of decorating their own sofre very seriously and show their own personal aesthetic and creativity and creative flair. Over the coming days, family members and friends will visit each other's have seen displays during the visit. Normally for older family members, they give money to the younger relatives. At the time, it was gold and silver coin, which they gave to grandchildren. And now at present time, it's harder to get gold and silver. So I remember myself when I was a child, and this happiness of light and table and flower and fish and all that. And especially the idea that as a young child, I will absolutely gather a lot of AD, something they gave to this during the festivity. What are the 7 things, components of the sofre? One is sabze. Sabze means green, anything green. So it's the green sprouts which before 2 weeks before the New Year they make the sprouts of wheat or lentil or barley and everything. And by the time of the New Year, it has grown to 10 centimeters or more. And this is a essential part, which I tell you the usage of that later. And it represents rebirth because you see the germ coming out. And the other thing is tamanu. It's a special paste, sweet paste made of long cooked wheat sprouts, which is very nourishing, representing strength. Another thing is tangent, which is the fruit, a dried fruit from the oleaster tree, representing love. Other thing is terke, which is vinegar, represents patience. Other thing is sib, which is apple, representing beauty. The other one is sir, garlic, representing health. Other thing is sumac, representing the sunrise. It's a special sour spice they put on kebab, things like that. There are 7 principal components of a hafsin, but there are usually a few additional items which are placed upon the sofre. For example, it is common to put a book of personal significance upon one's tablecloth, such as Hafiz poetry or the Quran or Avesta, the book of Zarathustra, or other books. It is also common to find a mirror, a goldfish in a bowl, candlesticks, and painting eggs on a family sofa. Finally, these are S. These 3 S are optional also. There are also those who put seke, means coin, sombol, which is a flower pot, which we usually see, the hyacinth flower, and soat, which means clock. The hafsin stays in the home for 13 days after Nowruz. The 13th day of the holidays is called Sizda Bedar. Sizda means 13, Bedar means out, because everybody goes out in nature. This day marks the official end of Nowruz celebration, and Iranian families spend the day outside with a picnic. For this reason, Sizda Bedar, meaning 13 out, sometimes is called Day of Nature. At the end of the picnic lunch, it is customary to take the sabza, the germ greens, grown with germs, to throw them in the running water. This completes the springtime cycle of rebirth and regrowth. By going back once sabzi to nature, they show coming and going, the cycle of nature. This also is a popular day for prank playing. Sizda lie, the lie of Sizda. It can be considered the Persian equivalent of a April Fool's trick. Now, Nowruz is celebrated by many countries in the world, many cultures and countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Georgia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, some communities in Pakistan and India, Albania, by minority groups in Western China, by some of the Turkic republics of Russia, by minority groups in Syria, and by diaspora of all around the world, like US, Canada, Bahrain, and Western Europe. And it's very, very amusing to see what ceremony is in Iran is copied and same all around the world, and very happy time. It's the biggest vacation. It's about 2-3 weeks of vacation for children, new clothes, the gifts, going to visit everybody, forgetting the past, forgetting all the heartbreaks and everything else. And they kiss each other's face, so everything is forgotten and they start new. So that's what I had to say. I had sent Rick a photo. If you can bring it, I send it to Telegram. That shows an actual half-seen tablecloth. If you can bring it from your Telegram. And in fact, I feel like by doing 2-3 aspects of it, after this long winter in here, it's really, it makes me happy. It makes me feel good. So I think there is no reason that, as it's based on human nature and natural way of how the world goes, no reason why we cannot be inspired by one or two or some of these concepts of renewing in our lives after the winter time and starting new and be in more harmony with nature and family and the people around us. So I wish you all a very new Iranian year. Sincerely, I think we all need a very good year this year. And who knows, maybe it happens. We put our intention of a very good year with peace, understanding, and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehran, my dear. Thank you. Beautifully explained.
You're welcome.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. And I also wish from the core of my heart and soul, beautiful Nowruz, New Year for Iranian people, Iran, and also this New Year for all of the world, for every heart and soul, every human being, every, I will say, in India we say Jivatma, every living being in existence. This newness, creating this new world, the tablecloth, so that we can put all that is beautiful on it, neat on it, Thank you, my dear. And again, very, very, very happiest New Year. Thank you. Nowruz. Thank you. Happy Nowruz. Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
Yes, Mehran sent a lovely picture of the Nowruz items, but I'm not able to download it from Lissy's forwardings for some reason. So unfortunately, I can't show that.
But we can feel that. We can
Yes, you have to
understand
just
the
feel it.
tablecloth, the table and all the vegetables and all that is with love so much. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick. Now we can go to the next presentation.
Next, we have transmutation. I believe that's with Moshfek, but it could also be with Shweta and Dean.
Let's move on to transmutation. And as we have noticed in the last Knowledge Seekers workshop, Mr. Keshe examined how much has been conveyed over the years regarding energy transfer, which is an essential ingredient in transmutation. So energy transfer, you can use the GANS technique and together with amino acids, which is an essential ingredient in this kind of operation. So that technology, the GANS technology, we can very much use in ways that Mr. Keshe would probably said we never understood. Well, understanding, we can listen to a knowledge seeker workshop and we get the words and the framework and the theory behind it. Is it understanding? This is something that we have to develop ourselves by making the technology part of a reality, which means using it. And through the use of it, we develop the understanding. The initial experiments, the initial use of these concepts are to become familiar with certain aspect of it which can lead to further development of our understanding of this essentials of plasma technology. So just like with GANs, we see the amino acid working as a transition field. It's a deep knowledge because, if you think about it, GANs, when we create GANs and then the surrounding field forms this transition layer of oil on the surface of the GANs boxes. And when we look at this oil, like any oil, we see various colors as we are used to. So this is a field, transition field, where there are colors. And so as we move further past from this understanding and use our own oil on our skin and to connect with. For example, Mr. Keshe was using an apple, and we can use that idea to do the transfer too. But this is here what we have moved past further from this earlier stage of using the GANs to sensing the fields through our amino acids and the amino acids of the. So, and Mr. Keshe even suggested using GANs with amino acid in one of the meetings, the enhancement unit, to do energy transfer, to feel the emotion. Emotion is the transition field. So feeling emotion is essentially we are sensing the invisible amino acid field. Its various colors, just like the amino acid that we see. And this is something that is a necessary part of applying this technology for a specific purpose and with specific use of this transition field. And this connects the two worlds. The outside field of the outside environmental fields with the inside fields. And the amino acid is the bridge. Much like emotion, we have to have emotion to create the necessary fields. And this is this word is a familiar word of emotion, but we're not just talking about the emotion that is involved in, the daily lives. These are more deeper emotions of interaction between soul of man and soul of physicality. And even the soul of the creator. So the sensing of these fields through emotion is essentially figuring out what the amino acid is. And we can use this to learn how to transmute. And transmute energies with other entities. In the last Knowledge Seekers workshop, it was an apple. A lot of things cleared up for me actually when I did an experiment. And we have to come up with these experiments ourselves. This is something I think is an essential part, because in setting up the experiments, we make the knowledge real. We bring the knowledge from the domain of theory to the domain of understanding. And this is so important. So getting back to the story of what I did, this was about 2 years back. So I've told this story several times in these meetings and other meetings as well. So this is energy transfer without any physical touch or a physical use of the amino acid. It's the emotional level again. So I wanted to have dates, and I was wanting some dates, and dates means the fruit dates. And so I went to pick up one, and as I got closer to it, the thought came to me is that, do I need to eat the date? Can I not transfer the energy? So I looked at the date, and I said, you can have some of my energy that I don't need, and I would like to have some of yours, so that I get the taste of that energy. And it was very quick, and within a few seconds, my desire to have dates evaporated, and I felt very satisfied with the whole situation. And then that was the end of the story. But that experiment, in my opinion, was a very successful experiment I did, and I used it later on and to develop my ability to transfer energy. And it's mature, much more mature than the time when I did the experiment. But it's the feeling that associated with the experiment or the amino acids that brought home the idea of our understanding that we can do energy transfer rather easily. And once we know that it is possible to do such transfer, then as we have in our today's commandment is particularly relevant here, of creating the holy day, the day we do not need to work. What does it mean? The day we do not need to work to digest our food. We can create the holy day any moment, any day, anywhere, here and outside of this planet. We transfer energy, and there is no work digesting food in that case. And so, I do this more regularly these days, often. But it's, yes, there is social pressure to go otherwise. So we have to deal with that aspect of it. But we are creators. So once we know that it is possible, we do it for our own understanding and also for others. It's not just us, but would I call it a suffering of people putting pressure on me and to eat? No. It is their understanding, but we are here to serve by demonstrating a different kind of understanding of the universal energy transfer. And for that, we conduct ourselves like universal beings for a while. And then again, then next moment, we fall back to the terrestrial conduct of consuming food until the time comes when we're all ready for space. Until that time, it's an exciting experience. Is it suffering? Not at all. It's understanding and bringing understanding and serving others with generosity and humility. Is there any suffering there? I don't see it. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody benefited from it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Moshfik. So beautifully you explained, yes, of course, the holy moment. Really, that is so beautiful. And focusing on this holiness, that is, we are here to serve. And really, it works. And in our ability to understand more and more about energy interaction, that helps us in transmuting from, well, I will say from inside out, like how feeling this energy of food, energy of many emotions that we have experienced in the matter state, in a way that we thought that is very suppressing, and they are suppressing, but that is their way, but this is not our way now. We are transmuting in a way in this beauty and totality. And this is the table, I think. Thank you, Moshfik. This is the table of the Noruz, the new year. And so beautiful. Take the energy. This is the energy. Well, we can keep it in our memory, an essence of this beautiful table cloth, beautiful table, the served food and served flowers, served the essence. So this is so beautiful, Mehrnaz. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear. Happy Nowruz. Happy Nowruz again. Thank you, my dear Marshal. Always so much in beauty. You understand. You uh, teach us like that. You know? Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste.
It's Dean here. May I just
Yes.
quickly say something about Nowruz?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. So, I actually went to Sanya and I experienced this Nowruz. I mean, I mean, obviously, not being somebody that's not from Iran and not from this, this cultural position. However, the beauty of the expression, what it actually means, it touched me. It touched the soul because I come to feel the essence of the beautiful people, the souls that are present that give so much. They You have to experience it to understand how. I'm sure many people around the world are like this. In fact, I know they are. But the interactions, it really is so powerfully deep, and it does touch the soul, and it's very genuine giving, beauty, love, unconditional love for you to receive. And as we view this image now, do you feel that sense of love for each of the beings, each of the souls that are present on the table? And how would we receive the energy from it? Would we take to receive? Or would we give unconditionally to an item on the table for it to give us great pleasure to give to it, to receive more? That energy transfer. And it's this understanding of how we receive, what we receive. So as you use your eyes to focus on something on the table, give to it. Give your soul intention. Thank the soul for being present. Give more to receive more. And that understanding changes many things. It's not all about this, what I want. I want this. I want this. And then the energy transfer is the wrong way round. So to receive the energy, you give to it. And each of us receive in a different way. We might receive a taste. I've had this when I was in the systems with Mr. Keshe. Mark spoke about it, where you feel full all the time. The stomach just feels full. And when I was going through that particular moment, I just felt, I couldn't receive anymore. I didn't need anything. But I still could give love and intention to the actual soul that's present in front of me. That's that unconditional giving. And by giving unconditional love to that soul, if that soul has a surplus, they will give back to you. And then maybe you may receive the energy of it, and you might receive in your physical form a taste or the aroma of a flower. Maybe you receive that aroma through the fields. It brings back an emotion, a memory, and we connect to it so deeply. And the essence of it is embedded in our reality. And that is this condition of the connection through the amino acids that is part of the whole structure of the planet, which is based upon all the elements that we receive, in our sphere, in our planet, that connects us and gives us this emotion, as it was spoken about earlier. And then, as I said, if you use that emotion by giving to these souls, maybe you'll receive the love and care from them. Perhaps they want to reach out and give you real energy. When you see people that animals are drawn to them, or they because they have no genuine reason to harm another. They give to another, and animals instinctively know this, and you'll see it straight away. There can be other reasons as well, but you will notice that when people are drawn to animals, or animals vice versa are drawn back, you will understand the beauty of it. And it's the same with a flower. We could these flowers, we could give unconditionally to it, as they've done here for us. And those souls in physicality understood that they were going to give unconditionally. They knew before they were cut that the soul of the physicality was going to take from them, to place it on a table. And so the beauty of the physical form that we look at is the reality that we have through the salinity of our eyes, through our small spectrum of what we receive through our connection to the amino acids on planet Earth. But if we expand ourselves, if we let go of this, and then, as I said, connect to it, give to the soul of this item, this beauty, and then the essence of the cultural structure that went into the intention behind it, and the beliefs, the beauty of it, to give in peace and gentleness and harmony and beauty for you to receive. And that is the true essence for me, as when I look at this, and I've come to understand a tiny little fraction of it. But when I see the beauty of the Iranian culture, and many others around the planet, many others, it is there to give, for us to receive. And I thank them for being present, and I thank everybody for receiving this energy right now. It's a wonderful gift. It's a giving gift, and I thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Shweta. I don't know if everybody else would like to say something. Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you, my dear. Oh, you have said so beautifully. Our heart and soul is with you. Your beautiful words. Thank you. Sorry, I apologize. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. This beautiful table and tablecloth, and the beautiful energies on it. It's so much fragrance. Thank you, my dear. Um, uh, Rick, we can go to the next slide. Rick, we have to skip this for now. And yes, ethos of Mitra. Think good, speak good, do good in your own understanding. In the universal law, the code. So beautiful, cosmic.
Shweta, just quickly on that, Shweta, before you pass on this one.
Yes.
Just very quickly. So the ethos of Mitra: think good, speak good, and do good. So if you understand, if you actually follow that principle, and in the physical form, then you get through to the the non-tangible form of the soul, and it will touch you, it will give to you. You notice these three kings, these three wise men, or whatever they represent. They offer a gift in the matter state of this, it could be right now. What conditions we would have all around us in this beauty of totality. So this is an incredibly simple message, but the profound beauty of it is beyond words. beyond words. It's the very essence of being a soul, an eternal soul that's present to give to others. And in a physical form, you can use this ethos of Mitra in this moment. And remember, there's always a balance. So the more you take, the more you have to give back. And when you understand this, that you will always give and then you will receive, but never take more than you can, than you should, just enough, so that everybody receives what they need. So think good, speak good, and do good in this moment. And make this moment every moment. Thank you, Sweta. I'll let you carry on.
Thank you, my dear. Make this moment every moment. Really, really. So clear. And the new year. Thank you, my dear. Well, the John Lennon song, you remember? Imagine all the people looking good, thinking good, speaking good, doing good again. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Now we can go to the next presentation. Needs and wishes, my dear. Together we can end war, end hunger, end suffering. So true. Together, indeed. Welcome, Dean, my dear. If you
Yeah,
want to read the wish.
thank,
Thank you.
thank,
Thank you.
thank you, Sweta. Yeah, I mean, I'd just like to read because it's an important needs and wishes, this one. It's like everything that we've been speaking about, and it's the very ethos of the foundation. Mr. Keshe's beautiful soul that is, if you really understood who Mr. Keshe is and his presence here, then all these beliefs, all these wars, all this hunger, all this suffering would not exist, would not be present. It's not possible. And so together we can end war, that war inside of us, end hunger. And we've listened to all this today, many, many ways to receive energy in a different way, end suffering. And this is caused by many conditions that we create ourselves. So we, the Universal Council, collectively give from our soul for the accessibility of food to all beings, being present, being physical, being the soul of man. And this is the most incredibly beautiful wish. They all are, all the wishes we've seen and we've experienced today are very powerful, especially when the soul of the Universal Council, the knowledge seekers, and all the souls that have understood the knowledge put their intention and viewpoint through the wish, and they use their unlimited soul to give for others to receive. It's like the table that we saw. So that they're giving unconditionally to that table. That table could be any being present. That being could be you. So receive the love and care that went into the condition that that created the environment for you to receive. Understand this. And for me, it's we all know it. Once you are part of this structure, um, it's we all know that it elevates your soul. It makes you come to a realization that we are, part of everything, and everything is part of us, and we can tap into and give to the other souls. There will come a time when we really, really do understand this, and we will be able to transcend all of it very, very quickly in this moment. We can, in this moment right now, we can give to all the beings and all the souls And for me, this is needs of man and wishes of, let's say, of all the created creatures, because all the created creatures are present here for humanity, and for all the souls that are present in, around, and throughout all the structures that are present that we've come to know, and many that we don't know about, because we have our blinkers on. We just see a very narrow window of what we experience. So we stay in the physical form and we let the outside dictate. But when we actually go inside, we can start creating. And then we can feed everything. And there's another beautiful wish, thank you, Rick, that Rick has put up. We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of plant life form so that rest of us can learn from their exemplary, peaceful conduct. So when we come to understand that they are a soul exactly the same as us, and you don't see the plants, not more, some plants maybe, but most of the ones that I've come to know don't actually do any harm, exemplary, peaceful conduct. And this is a big understanding for, we've been explaining it partly today, for us to come to understand is this this enhancement of knowledge, this knowledge sharing across the planet, for each and every one of us to understand the next position. And these wonderful souls have understood this, and they're giving unconditionally. They're there for you to see the beauty of them, and they grow without thought of anything that's going to take from you. They give in their environment, they show their beauty, and then they know the moment that you're going to take from them. The physical body would, the elements, the cells within the structure of the plant would start to shrivel back, knowing that you're about to take the physicality. But they still give unconditionally for us to receive. Unconditionally, they give. And when we, as humanity, when we come to really understand the essence of what that means, then we will start to transmute and use the soul to give the energy from, and to receive from. And then we have a big change of condition on the planet. And then we have no more suffering, no more of these conditions. Mr. Keshe said that he can feed, one apple can feed the whole of humanity. The essence of it, the very beauty of it, that one physical form, you could receive the energy, everybody can receive from it. So one hydrogen can feed a universe. And that really is tapping into the true essence of the knowledge of the universe. And I think the plants and many other beings have come to experience and to know this. And yeah, for me, it's a beauty to even the realization of part of it, part of the structure of it. So I'll read this just once more, then I'll let you come back, Sweta, if you like. We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of plant life form so that rest of us can learn from their exemplary, peaceful conduct. And we are present.
We are present, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much for presenting this beauty. And thank you, my dear. Rick, Is there any question, as we are all knowledge seekers, learning? Anything to share? Any from anybody? I mean, any beautiful soul? And most welcome.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything relevant here. No, not particularly. Looks like everything's handled.
They are all in love and happy celebrating the Nowruz. Thank you, my dear Rick. Now, thank you, beautiful soul. Now we can go to the next presentation. We are all here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful soul. The key to the universal love. Thank you and happy Nowruz to all humanity, to all souls in love, in existence. Welcome again to the beautiful energy, beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome to the beautiful energy of knowledge seekers. We are welcome to the beautiful energy of universal love. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls, for being here always with so much peace, beauty, and totality. And I will say, follow, join, share the beauty of Keshe Foundation, the knowledge of the universe. Thank you so much for always being here. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute, the universal council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. I just have to get my image back up here. There we go. Thank you, Sweta, and thank you to all the members and support members of the Universal Council for presenting today's show, which is the 370th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. 370 in a series of weekly shows. And we will no doubt be back again, same time and place next week. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which I host every week, and it starts Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European Time, which is the same as 10 p.m. today, Tuesday, in Pacific Time. So depending where you are in the world, you might like to tune into that, where we address things of the plasma nature of all kinds. And if you have something to show or something you have questions about, that is a good format to do that. Again, that starts at 7 a.m. on Wednesday, March 19th. Of course, we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up on Thursday, the 20th. And I'm sure Mr. Keshe will have more exciting developments for us to have a listen to and a look at. All right, I think that wraps up today's show. Again, thank you, everybody.
That is time for dance and clap.
Almost wraps it up. We always have a special ending with their musical interlude.
Happy Nowruz. Happy New Year to all beautiful souls. Thank you. Enjoy, my dear.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Sweta, for your enthusiastic beginning and end to our show. Okay, bye for now, everyone. And thank you to Mark for co-hosting as well, and to Lissy for putting together the program for today. Okay, bye everyone.